From the KATC Weather Lab, here's Bradley's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, the weekend upon us, and unfortunately not much change in the weather forecast. Going to stay quite hot out there. Rain chance is relatively low, although not completely zeroed out. Now, as we head into next week, we'll get a little bit of a break in the pattern. Weak front will try to push through on Monday. Should give us some better rain chances, and at the very least, looks like a reduction in our humidity to follow. So we'll get into that, plus the tropics coming alive out in the Atlantic basin. So first off, let's get a check of the upper level pattern, and still being dominated by this ridge of high pressure, but it's now still, it's actually now just a little bit off to our west, and that's kind of where it will settle in through the course of the weekend. So still very hot out there, but with the ridge not necessarily directly overhead the region, it's going to allow for the possibility of a few pop-up primarily afternoon showers and storms. Wouldn't get your hopes too terribly high, considering rain chances only sitting at 20 to 30% range. Meanwhile, currently satellite radar composite showing pretty quiet conditions across a good part of South Louisiana. All the active showers and storms kind of off to our north as you get into Sinlon, then the northern parts of the state. Complex of storms here just east of the basin. We'll see if that holds together. Some of this energy again dropping southwestward, so we can't totally rule out one or two isolated showers over the next couple of hours prior to sunset, but again, not overly likely. Let's take it out into the tropics. Again, quite busy on the Atlantic side of things. We have Invest 93L sitting here in the extreme northwestern Caribbean. We'll get to that in just a second. Tropical storm Franklin now north of the Caribbean islands. That'll potentially present a threat to Bermuda down the line, but not overly concerning for us. And again, a couple other areas way out in the Atlantic that really not worth mentioning, simply because they're not heading westward toward the Gulf of Mexico, but a little bit closer to the Gulf. Again, we do have Invest 93L here. Started to see convection busting out through the course of the day today, indicating that it's trying to get a little bit better organized. And in fact, it has a high chance, an 80% chance to develop at least into a depression over the next few days. But I do think this will have hurricane potential down the line as it tracks across the eastern Gulf. I'll show you why in just a bit. But here's the European model, and again, I do expect moisture to continue to pool up down here near the Yucatan through the course of the weekend. May see a broad area of low pressure try to develop as well, and then all of this is going to be on a northeasterly track over the eastern Gulf as we head into next week. At the same time, though, an upper level trough is going to be developing across the southeastern U.S., an associated frontal boundary as well, and essentially that's going to steer all of this more so towards Florida. And again, this system is going to be strengthening as it tracks over the very hot waters of the eastern Gulf of Mexico. So hurricane potential as it heads towards Florida. For us, again, that weak front's going to push through. Looks like late Monday into Tuesday. Should help to give us a decent scattering of some showers and storms. So hopefully a good soaking there. And then behind the front, although we're not going to see a drastic cool down with our temperatures, notice all the blue here. So drier, slightly more comfortable weather is going to be filtering in for the middle parts of next week. All the while, anything with the tropics is going to be staying well off to our east. Temperatures tonight, again, seasonably warm, muggy out there, upper 70s to lower 80s. That's where we'll start our Saturday. Right back up into the triple digits tomorrow afternoon, 102 to 105 across Acadiana for those high temperatures. And then pretty much rinse and repeat as we head into Sunday, maybe even a couple of degrees hotter in spots come Sunday afternoon. And of course, your heat indices are going to be way up there, 110 to 117 during the hottest part of the day. So for tonight, 79 to 80 your projected lows. Got to be slow to cool out there. So if you're heading out for any of your Friday evening plans, maybe for some Friday night football, keep that in mind. Find some shade and definitely hydrate. For tomorrow, 104 the projected high. The record 101 that was set back in 1902. So that'll be in jeopardy for sure. 106 as we head into Sunday afternoon. Again, few pop-up showers and storms possible for our afternoons this weekend, 20 to 30%. Better rain chances, though, as we head into Monday with that frontal boundary. A little bit cooler as we head into next week. We're talking mid to upper 90s instead of the triple digits, but at least slightly less humid for the middle parts of the week. Well, that's a look at weather for now, but stay with us. We're going to have more news coming up.